Hey, it is day 18 of a series I'm doing where I'm inviting you to read Acts with me in the month of February. And if this is the first video you're seeing, what this series looks like is since Acts is 28 chapters, and February is 28 days, each day in February we're reading one chapter of Acts, and each day I post a video sharing what I liked and what stood out to me about the chapter for that day. And if you're reading Acts with me, I would love for you to share what you like too in the comments. And in this way, we can have our own little Bible study in the month of February to help build and keep a daily Bible habit. So if you want to join in reading Acts, I would love that. Today is February 18th, so that means we read chapter 18 today. And speaking of today being the 18th, someone in the comments yesterday said that her birthday was today, the 18th. So happy birthday, Evelyn. Hope you have a great day. So like I said before, today we read chapter 18, so this is what I liked about it. In chapter 18, Paul is in a city called Corinth. As he's been doing in every city, he preaches and testifies that Jesus is the Messiah. But also what has been happening in every city happens here, where he faces opposition from the people. And what stood out to me today when reading is how God encouraged Paul starting in verse 9, where God says to him, "One night the Lord spoke to Paul in a vision. Do not be afraid. Keep on speaking. Do not be silent. For I am with you, and no one is going to attack and harm you, because I have many people in this city." And it says in verse 11, so Paul stayed in Corinth for a year and a half, teaching them the word of God. And why I love this is because in a lot of cities that Paul has been to before, he faces opposition, and then usually after that he's forced to leave, because the people are trying to kill him or harm him. But in this case, God wanted Paul to stay there for a year and a half, which is a long time. So God himself encouraged Paul to stay there and keep speaking, because he is with him, and no one is going to attack or harm him. And I love that God showed up and gave Paul encouragement in this way. And something else I thought was cool about this chapter is how Paul starts out in Corinth, and then later he goes to Ephesus and Galatia. And we've seen in previous chapters where he's in Philippi, in Thessalonica, and all of these cities are cities that Paul wrote letters to that ended up being books of the Bible. 1st and 2nd Corinthians are written for the people of Corinth, Ephesians for the people of Ephesus, Galatians for the people of Galatia, 1st and 2nd Thessalonians for the people of Thessalonica, and Philippians for the people of Philippi. And for me, just reading about Paul going to all of these cities makes it so much more real when I'm reading those books, and it helps me to have an idea of who he's talking to. And so I thought that was cool reading about Paul actually being in all of these cities in the last few chapters. And these are the things that stood out to me today when reading chapter 18. If you read chapter 18 today, I'd love to know what you liked and what stood out to you. Let me know in the comments. And if you want to join in reading Acts, it's not too late at all. We still have plenty of days left in February. I would love for you to join if you want. Thanks so much for joining me for day 18 today. Come back tomorrow for day 19, where we'll look at chapter 19 of Acts.